Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to the Operation Hill 100 channel where we do what? Focus on healing, humor, and hot motherfucking topics. What's up, my good people? Before we move any further, please make sure you guys hit the thumbs up on this video. Please make sure you hit the thumbs up on this video. Also, stick around, listen to this letter in its entirety because I want to hear some of your feedback at the end of this Dear Deja letter. Let's get it going. Dear Deja, I am the oldest of three kids. My mom was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer during the pandemic. She decided to undergo chemo for 2 years, and in June of 2022, boom, my girl had gone into remission and we were elated. Praise God. September 2024, the cancer came back. This time, according to doctors, more aggressively, so they immediately wanted my mom to undergo chemo again. She refused. Chemo did a number on my mom that first go round, so I understood her hesitation and I respected her decision. My younger brother and I, but my baby sister was not with it. She could not wrap her mind around the fact that my mom was, according to her, giving up. She was so upset with my mom that she refused to speak to her. She moved out of my mother's house and in with her girlfriend. Thanksgiving 2024, my mom took a turn for the worse. I tried to get my sister to come around and she refused, stating my mom knew that this would be the consequences. Christmas 2024, cancer took my mommy's life. We are heartbroken, but my sister is literally broken. She's grieving my mom so bad that my brother and I can't reach her. Last month, I learned about her drug usage. She's on every pill they could think of: Xans, Perks, Adderall, and God knows what else. I can't let my mother's baby die, Deja. She would never forgive me for this. Aside from the resources, I could really use your advice and feedback. Thank you in advance. Signed, my mother would kill me if I let her baby OD. Oh, child. All right, all right, all right, all right. Let me take a sip of my water as I always do. Ladies and gentlemen, please hit the thumbs up on this video. Please hit the thumbs up on this video. And let's get into it. Let's get into it. First off, before I get started, let me send my condolences. Let me send my condolences. I'm so sorry to hear about your mom. I'm so, so, so sorry to hear about your mom. You guys have my prayers. I'm so sorry to hear about your mom. Um, Secondly, let me say that I am so sorry to hear about what your sister is growing through as well, because it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not at all easy, but this is pretty much what happens, right? When we're grieving. I've been through grief a number of times with close relatives, in a week. Actually, will make 20 years since my dad passed. It's been 3 years since my sister passed. It's been 8 years since my aunt passed. It's just a lot. Grief is a lot. Grief is a lot. Grief is a lot. And sometimes you can even grieve people that are still alive, but I think when you're grieving folks that have passed away, it's even worse because you cannot physically see them. Sometimes if folks are still alive and you lose connection with them, you're grieving the loss of the connection, but they're still visible, right? You can still reach out and touch them. But when people pass away, the grief hits much harder because it's all of the shoulda, woulda, coulda come up, right? And I'm pretty sure that's what's coming up for your sister right now. I'm almost sure that is what's coming up for your sister right now. Because although she seemed as though she was so pissed with your mom and she felt what your mom was doing was irresponsible according to you, that doesn't mean she didn't love your mom. So knowing that your mom is no longer here is probably literally crushing her. As you said, she's broken. And I could imagine you and your brother as well, because nobody wants to lose any parents, right? Nobody wants to lose anybody that they're close to and they love. So I get it. I totally get it 100%, right? What I will say is this. You have to start off with first. Let me see, because I want to be mindful of the feedback I give, because I know you're the oldest, so you feel responsible for your sister. I know some of us older siblings kind of look at our younger siblings as their children as well. But the other part about that is you're grieving too. You're grieving too. So I want you to be able to help your sister in a way that also helps you. I don't want you to damn near damage yourself trying to go in and assist your sister and save her, right? So I want to make sure that you're going through the grieving process properly, right? Which is, being able to accept what you're feeling. Because sometimes I think also too, when people pass away, and I know I'm kind of famous for this as well, it's like I kind of like put all of my feelings in the back of my head. Like, because in my mind, it's like, okay, well, they're not here anymore. So what could I do walking around feeling things all day, every day? It's not like I could call that person and tell them how I'm feeling, and it's not like going through all of these emotions is going to help anything, right? So I kind of push all of my feelings to the back. And I realized that when I do that, all I'm doing is suppressing my emotions for a later time, right? And what ends up happening is when I'm in a bad space in my life, those bad and painful feelings, they resurface all the way back to the front. And now I'm going through what I'm going through currently at the moment, and I'm also grieving those feelings that I suppressed, right? And that makes the situation so much more heavier, so much more heavier. So what I will say is, I hope that you're growing through your grieving process properly. I would suggest some grief counseling. I've taken some, it works very well. And also, just because you want to make sure that you're in a space to assist somebody else. Because you can't do that if you haven't, been able to grieve yourself, right? So let's make sure you're taking care of you first. Let's start there, right? I think the first thing that has to happen is reestablishing a connection between you and your sister. Because I think the connection, I'm assuming that, when she made the decision to kind of distance herself from your mom, I'm pretty sure she probably did the same with you and your brother as well. And probably not as much as your mom, because she was still having conversation with you guys, but the connection probably had kind of faded, because at that time she was grieving already and angry with your mom. I would first say the first steps of probably trying to reestablish that connection is maybe reaching out to your sister's girlfriend. I think you should reach out to your sister's girlfriend because she has been there during the crux of this situation. So she's very familiar with what your sister is feeling. She's seen some of these things, I'm guessing, on a daily basis since they live together. So she can pretty much convey everything your sister is feeling because she's been present for it, right? So right now she's one of the closest people besides you guys to your sister that your sister is in the most neutral space with. So I would suggest reaching out to the girlfriend and saying, hey, you want to go out for lunch or something like that. And when you take her out, just having a conversation with her about the headspace your sister is in. Because one, does the girlfriend know that your sister is on drugs? Two, is the girlfriend on drugs with your sister? And three, it would be nice to have like a jump start on how to approach your sister regarding this situation from a person who may know, they're dealing with it on an everyday basis, right? So when you sit down with her, you can kind of get answers to some of those questions. That she know about your sister's addiction? Is she addicted as well? And what is going on? What is your sister saying? What is she feeling? Is she still angry with your mom? Is she angry with you guys? What's the feel of it, right? Hopefully you have a good enough relationship with your sister's girlfriend that this can be done, right? Because that will really, really help the situation, right? Once whatever you get from her, it will kind of show you how you need to proceed moving forward, right? So if she says, well, listen, I was unaware of this addiction piece, then you guys can kind of go in it together, trying to assist your sister. Because it's like, well, first of all, I didn't know either, because I would have said something to her about it. I'm pretty sure if the girlfriend is saying she didn't know, that would be the next thing. And B, you guys are basically in the same space. You hold the same position. We love you, we care about you, and we didn't know this was your situation until now, right? B, if she says, yeah, I actually did know because we do it together. I know the initial feeling when she says that is like, stay away from my sister. Stay away from my sister, because did you introduce her to it? And why are you doing it with her? And you're a bad influence. And all of the feelings you're going to feel if she does say that, yes, she participates as well, right? But I need you to kind of suppress those feelings because you really, really, really want to make the connection to your sister. No shade to the girlfriend, but the girlfriend is not your priority. So if the girlfriend wants to be an addict, that's on her, right? You're just trying to get from her some information on how to approach your sister about getting rid of her addiction, right? So I'm sorry to say, I hope the girlfriend is not an addict. And if she is, I hope she gets help. But at the end of the day, she's not your priority regarding who you want to save in this situation. So if she says she's on it too, please don't start cursing her out and saying you're the reason my sister. No, none of the above. None of the above. Because what will end up happening is she will go home and tell your sister what happened. That will make your sister even more angry with her. And now you have two people that you got to try to penetrate, and you have to go through the girlfriend to get to her because that's who she's going to use as a shield to protect her. Right. So, like I said, if the girlfriend says that's her thing, let it be her thing. Right. What you can ask the next set of questions is, what is going on with my sister? Like, again, is my sister angry with my mom? Is she angry with us? Is she sad every day? Is she sleeping all the time? Does she seem depressed? Like, get as much as you can from the girlfriend, right? Now, the girlfriend, if she's participating in some of these behaviors, she may be a little apprehensive to give up some information. She also may be a little defensive. Don't take any of that personally. Don't take any of that personally, because if she knows engaging in drug use is wrong, that's the way she's going to react when you start to bring it up if she's doing it. So you have to just allow her to be in her feelings because that's her. You're just trying to utilize her to get to and through to your sister. Okay? Make sure your sister stays a priority, right? Now, let's just say all goes great and you get the opportunity to meet up with your sister. I think you have to gauge whether you need support in doing this or not. Meaning, do you want you and your brother to go and y'all both meet up with your sister? Do you want the girlfriend to be present and y'all both talk to your sister? Do you want it to be all three of y'all? You have to kind of gauge what that looks like, and also keep in the forefront of your mind that all of this is to help your sister. Because a lot of times people, and I see this all the time, right? A lot of times people will want to deliver a message to you because according to them they want to help you, but they are so selfish in the delivery of the message that it becomes about them, right? So I remember telling somebody that I had a family member, whenever I wanted to say something to her that I know would make her uncomfortable, all of the things that I would do in order to do so. Like, case in point, I would wear a certain color, and I would make sure it was a certain time of the day, and I would make sure we were engaging in a certain activity that I know she liked, because then she could receive the information I'm trying to get better. I remember the person saying to me, like, why are you doing all of that? That's a lot to do to want to tell somebody something. I said, but it's everything I have to do in order for them to get it. I don't care how much stress and strain it puts on me. I'm more stressed when I'm trying to help this person, and I can't get through to them. And because I want to get through to them, because I want to help them, whatever I need to do, I can do. I can do. So don't get too wrapped up in the whole, well, I'm not doing all of this and I'm not doing that. She just better listen to me. If it was that easy, then you would never be writing a Dear Deidre letter. And that's the God's honest truth. So you have to be open to kind of stretching yourself a little bit in order to make this thing work. Once again, what's going to work best for your sister? I know sometimes people will say, well, listen, she's not going to receive the message if it's too many people in the room. She's going to feel attacked. Okay, so then that means that it should be maybe just you or just you and one other person, right? If you feel like it's just you, and she's going to feel like you're being defensive from the perspective you're coming from, then maybe inviting your brother in, because he may approach things differently. He may have a different tone, a different demeanor that might make her feel a little bit more relaxed. Then invite him in. She may not want you, especially if the girlfriend is not engaging in this with her. She may not want this said in front of the girlfriend. That would make her feel embarrassed, and she would also get defensive. Then the girlfriend can't be there. She may need to hear this first thing in the morning so she can have time to digest it for the whole day, or she may need to hear before she go to bed at night so she can sleep on it. You have to pick what time of the day is going to work best for her. Does she need to hear this? Does she need to have this discussion in a public setting? Does it need to be somewhere at home? Will voices get elevated? What is going to trigger her? These are all of the things that you have to know, because again, you are approaching someone with an addiction. You don't know what mood she's going to be in, because you don't know if she's going to be high when you go to have this discussion with her. There's no way to tell. There's no way to gauge that. She could probably hear you want to talk to her and take every pill in her stash. You know what I'm saying? She probably takes every pill of her stash every day anyway because she's grieving your mom. So it's a lot that comes with that. So you have to be mindful on everything you say and do because you want the best outcome, right? Of course, you come with resources. You come with resources. You come with resources. You come with resources, right? I know a ton of drug programs that she can be referred to. I can send it back in the email that you sent this letter through, and you just let me know, right? So I do have referrals for you. So that you have to come with a ton of resources. You have to come with a ton of realistic resources, right? So is she a person that, listen, you can't have an outpatient program because you may never return the next day? Is she a person that needs to go into inpatient? Is that realistic for her? Can she take that time off work? Like, be very realistic with your resources that you come with as well. And some that is accommodating to her lifestyle already, right? Because you want to be mindful because you're trying to get her to want to do this thing, right? I think you should also be very realistic about her safety and your concerns. Be very realistic about her safety and your concerns. Because I know for me, being a sibling, and having siblings, if my siblings came to warn me about something that they felt could hurt me, and I could see how afraid they are for that happening to me, that would penetrate. That would penetrate. As much as I want to do what I'm doing, that I would still feel something to hear that from the people that I love. So be very, very transparent about your concerns and be transparent about her safety with what she got going on, right? Make sure you find out if medically everything is okay. I know sometimes folks have kidney failure when it comes to these drugs. Like, a lot of things can take place. So medically, you want to find out if she's okay, right? Um, I would, I would offer, if it was me, I would offer the space to let her talk, start the conversation about your mom. I highly recommend that she go to grief counseling. So I'm not saying that you should become a therapist or counselor regarding her um, going through the stages of grief about your mom, but just allowing her to start the conversation with somebody that's familiar, right? So I think that you guys should try to start having a conversation about her feelings surrounding your mom's death, your feelings around her, because that creates a moment for connection. That creates a moment for connection. So in those moments when y'all trying to reestablish that connection, this is one way y'all could do so. She was both for y'all mother. Y'all both loved her and cared about her. You both of you miss her along with your brother. So that is the opportunity for her to start kind of shuffling through some of those feelings and saying, okay, I'm angry with mom. I'm pissed with mom. Like, whatever she feels, she's entitled to it. Don't rush to your mother's defense. Let her get everything out she needs to in that moment, because this is only step one, right? This is only step one. Drugs are addictive. So it is no way of telling that, oh, this conversation will penetrate and tomorrow she will stop getting high. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. There is many steps to follow. We just want to get past the hump this first time, right? So I think that you need to allow her to say whatever she needs to say, feel whatever she needs to feel towards you, your brother, your mom in those initial moments. Y'all can sift through those feelings as time goes on. Because she may have a feeling about you that may not be true. In those moments, you can't get her to think anything differently because this is what she's been feeling all along. So allow her to feel that. And then when she calms down, y'all can have a real conversation about what genuinely was your feeling and what you did and why you did it. Also being able to accept when you have to agree to disagree. I know people struggle with that. It's not easy. People want you to understand their perspective and be on their side and get where they're coming from. You can do all of that and still disagree. you know. So it's okay to agree to disagree. She may have a feeling about an action that took place, and you may have a different feeling. It's okay to agree to disagree. It doesn't have to be a debate or argument or fight. You know, so there's ways to start to approach this. Again, you have to be open. You have to be prepared, because you know you may hear some things that either A are not true, or B you didn't expect to. It happens. You just show up there like the big sister that you need to be in order to help save your sister, because that's what's most important. What's most important is trying your best, putting your best foot forward, and putting in your best effort to save your sister. I'm prayerful and hopeful that you'll be able to do so. In any event, my dear, that there's an issue with this happening, or there's a struggle, or it seems that you just can't land a plane, I'm here. I'm here with the resources. I'm here with the Healing Heart session. I'm here to put in the work to try to help you help your sister. I'm also here to help you if need be. So come get your one-on-one sessions. All right, ladies and gentlemen. If you're to this point, that means you stuck around for all of my feedback. And that means you have some of your own. So drop down in the comment section. Let me hear some of your feedback. If you have resources, please leave them in the comment section. If you have feedback, please leave in the comment section. Please hit the thumbs up on this video, ladies and gentlemen, and let me know what you thought of my commentary. Did I hit it on the nose? Do you think I could have went a little further? Do you think this person needs a one-on-one session? Or did this dear DJ cover it all? You let me know. In any event, I love to hear from you guys. I hope you enjoy your day, and see you